is wild. What a season it has been at that. A lot's changed. Excitement, morale, and expectations have plummeted. There's a new Nortman, at least breathing and having a heartbeat, as I say, walking the face of this earth, but he is certainly not walking. So a lot's changed in the last, 7 or 8 weeks, but it's good to see you in person, Jesse Nelson. We're going to try to keep morale high because morale in Madison, Wisconsin, if you're a Badger fan or on the Badger team, is quite low.
I know your morale is low. I know my morale is low. I know, generally speaking, Badger fan morale is not very positive at this given time.
Yes.
But we have a game to look forward to tonight. In Eugene for the first time as Big Ten opponents, Wisconsin's first trip to Oregon to play a game against the Ducks since 2001 when Joey Harrington was the starting quarterback at Oregon. A lot has changed since then, including the fact that these two are now in the same conference. So, Wisconsin and Oregon, the line is 31.5. And the over-under is set for 44.5. So that means the odds makers are expecting roughly a 38-7 game.
Well, the 7 points gets me excited. I'm not going to lie. After not just 2 games, but truly 11 quarters of scoreless football from the Wisconsin Badgers. And you know what? You talk about this matchup. You talk about Wisconsin playing Oregon. And when the Big Ten expanded to bring in UCLA and USC and Oregon and Washington, it's matchups like this that I was like, oh, baby, we're going to have the big old matchups. We're going to be ranked Wisconsin taking on these ranked, old Pac-12 teams. It's going to be, Titans clashing, different types of approaches to the game, Wisconsin physicality, Oregon speed. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be wonderful. I can't wait for Saturdays like that. And then this is the product we're dealt with. And it is ironic that when I think about Wisconsin-Oregon, yes, they played last year, but generally speaking, I think about the Rose Bowl appearances, right? I think about my senior year when we played Oregon in the Rose Bowl. And then it was, the 2019 Rose Bowl when the Badgers played Oregon, and Justin Herbert and whatnot. And it's strange to compare this team and this matchup today to those matchups back then, right? Wisconsin had a phase. They had a season where they were able to compete with the Oregons of the world and the top-tier opponents of the world. And now in direct comparison, it is nothing but a lopsided match where you're just trying to hope that Wisconsin hangs in there and keeps it respectable along the way. It's just it's an interesting way to benchmark this team and feel truly how far they've fallen from grace.
ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay is presented by Coors Light. When you need to refresh on game day, choose a beer as cold as the Rockies. Cold filtered, cold lagered, cold packaged for peak refreshment. When the mountains are blue, you know what to do. Let's crush a Coors Light. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. The Coors Light's flowing here at Headquarters Bar and Grill in Oregon, an outstanding establishment. If you have a chance to come on out here in Oregon, watch the game tonight. We don't get out from any pregame shows anymore. A lot of primetime games, we do that, but I haven't done a lot of primetime games the last couple of seasons. So we're always excited when we get a chance to get out, be among the people here for the pregame party. Corey Sparks, Riley Elka have you covered for the postgame show tonight immediately after the final whistle. I'm sure they're going to have just a wonderful time reacting to the result of this game tonight. 844-770-3776 is the carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. List is more. That's your way into the show at 844-770-3776. Brad, you are one of many who have been outspokenly critical of the state of Wisconsin football. I've heard you guys on Kyle Brust and Nortman weekday afternoons at 2 o'clock on ESPN Wisconsin is when it starts each day. You guys have certainly talked quite a bit about the state of the program, about where things stand under head coach Luke Fickell in this third season, and the fact that Wisconsin is among the 3 teams in college football who have been shut out in back-to-back games this year. Are you aware of who the other 2 are?
Oh, I did see it. I know Akron and Ball State.
Akron and Ball State. Yep, couple of MAC schools. The other 2 schools that have been shut out in back-to-back games this year. And Wisconsin's the third.
And not only that, we did a little digging, and I believe the research reflected that it's only been a handful of times in college football history where Division I college football team has been shut out in 3 straight games. I believe last time was 1977, Virginia Tech maybe. And before then, it was Dartmouth and another school named Benson, I believe. So
Benson,
to get blown out and go scoreless in 3 straight games is truly a rare feat. And You're right. I have been critical of the program. I spent 4 wonderful years as a Wisconsin Badger player, a fan before that, and a fan after that. And so I just look at what this program is now, and it just felt like in the previous 2 years under Luke Fickell. Now, we know things weren't roses in the last couple of years, last year specifically of Paul Chryst, but we were sold that this team would be a championship caliber program, right? Like what Wisconsin has done in the past wasn't good enough, that we need to be more in the championship conversation, but we have only grown further away from that. And I guess I felt like last year, 5-7, missing a bowl game, I felt firmly at the time that must be the low water mark. Like there's no way a Wisconsin program in my lifetime could be, worse than 5-7. That could be literally the worst team in the Big Ten. And, talking about everything that happened with Phil Longo and the transformation of that offense, and then Coach Fickell hiring Coach Grimes, I thought, okay, well, we're going to turn things around. Jesse, it's got significantly worse. I mean, you didn't think that Phil Longo hire, like, okay, this is a chance for Coach Fickell to reset, to remake things. He's kind of on a warm seat. Okay, maybe this new guy will infuse some life and some creativity and some efficiency into the offense. Well, it's gotten significantly worse, and that is reflected in a putrid offense and going 11 straight quarters without scoring a point. So not only that, since this week, I sort of not went viral, but I kind of went viral about criticizing Coach Fickell.
It's okay. It's better. You can pat yourself on the back. It was a job well done.
And not connecting with alum, not connecting with boosters, not connecting with Wisconsin high school coaches, Wisconsin football players. And everything that I'd heard reflected that, so I went on air very confident of that. And I wondered how it was going to be received. And I've gotten a lot of uninstigated direct messages, text messages, things like that, of people saying, you nailed it. Like that's what we're hearing too. That's what we're experiencing as well. All but one head football coach, who one guy did say, yes, actually I'm satisfied with what the program is and their presence in our program. Okay. But every other one I talked to, whether it be parents of people that went through this or other high school coaches or people that just are in the know with how things are flowing, said that is accurate. So Coach Fickell can spearhead this program however he wants, right? He has the total freedom to do that. But when you struggle, and if you haven't made those connections, if you haven't gotten close with the boosters, the community, the alum, the high school coaches, the high school players, the fans, then don't expect a lot of patience when things go south. I think that's where I've landed, is like, you know what, he can do whatever he wants, and that's quite okay, right? He can make this program however he wants. However, if you haven't made those connections, then this is how the response is going to be when things go bad. Maybe if it was the exact carbon copy, if Jim Leonhard was the coach, but was doing all those things, and he's sort of a son of Wisconsin, maybe we'd be operating with a lot more patience. But because that's not done and the product on the field struggles, then this is the sort of reception you're going to get when things go so badly.
That is the state of affairs right now. That's very well said, Brad. And as someone who has obviously been in connection with a bunch of high school coaches around the state, and you mentioned all the conversations you've had, and as a former player of the program, I think it carries more magnitude for people to hear that from you. No offense to me or others like me, I suppose, but it's one thing for us to be critics, and we've never played for the program. We don't have the same ties to it. I'm a lifelong fan. I want to see the program succeed and do well. I don't want to be on this show or any of the other shows that I'm part of each week talking about, another loss, time to move on from the head coach. Is that the right move? I want to be talking about contending for a college football playoff. Just being competitive in the Big Ten against some of the teams that are perceived to be the equals. But even earlier today, Brad, I'm sitting at home, and granted, a lot of Wisconsin games this year have been 11 a.m., 2:30. There haven't been a lot of chances to just sit back and watch some college football on a Saturday. I'm watching Rutgers, Purdue, Northwestern, Nebraska. These are not teams that are blowing away the competition. They're teams that have their flaws, no doubt. But they just look like they're run more competently right now than what Wisconsin looks like. And whether that's because they're down to a third-string quarterback and a fourth-string running back at one point last week against the number one team in the country, because they're on the road at Alabama and they're playing these tough games against Michigan and Oregon and whoever else is left on the schedule this year. Indiana is obviously an incredible program, the way that they've built that up under Cignetti. It's not going to get easier the rest of this season. I think we know what this the story is already written on what the 2025 Wisconsin football season season is. It's just a matter of putting the fine print and the fine details in the last couple of chapters. And tonight at Oregon is, you could view it an opportunity to try and write the course and see what's going to happen. And hopefully it's a step in the right direction positively. But even if Wisconsin were to beat Oregon, even if they were to beat Illinois in a few weeks, even if they were to win any of these big games down the stretch, I don't know if that, at this point, if one win is going to correct anyone's mind on where this thing is now going.
Yeah, it would be such an outlier in all of the trends that we see, right? Could you, if they were to beat the teams that you just said, it would be such an outlier in all the other data points that we have. And the question is, like, what does this team and what does this organization do well? I can't think of anything that they consistently do well. And I look back and I really am dumbfounded by what this team and what this organization and program has become. Because at the time, it did feel like the right hire. I celebrated it. I was like, wow, Luke Fickell, we are really swinging for the fences. Good for Mac. And, where it's gotten to doesn't make any sense. And Coach Fickell, I mean, he's not an unlikable guy. Like, if you ever talk to him, he's generally a good dude.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about Mac. Now, do they have like a I don't know, like a Coach Brett Bielema bravado, or like a Barry Alvarez bravado, or sort of an energy? I'm trying to think of other coaches that are on the league, but
well, quite frankly, with a sub 500 record in 2.5 years, you can't have that bravado the way that this has gone.
That's true, you can't. But but there's just a disconnect. There's a disconnect at so many levels, and I'm just trying to figure out if it's salvageable at this point, because I know that was a lot of the basis of Mac's email to who I was on the email list somehow. I was on the Wisconsin Athletics email list.
I did not receive the email, so lucky you.
And so, Mac to double and triple down is really a remarkable it's a remarkable thing to do. Sandwiched between Ohio State and Oregon. It's truly a remarkable time to do it, because we have no confidence that it's going to be an any better result this week. So that's where I just start to wonder and start to become a little bit fearful of, like, boy, is Chris McIntosh going to hang on for another season, even though we've seen nothing but a negative trend for this program. So only time will tell, but I'm not sure they're going to win at all the rest of the year. And even if they do, I'm not sure that would change my mind.
We are going to have some fun throughout the rest of the show, I promise. Adam Mertz, who's usually part of our third host on this pregame show, he is at the game in Eugene. So we're going to check in with Mertz as he's counting down to kickoff out west. We're going to hear from Barry Alvarez earlier this week on the Barry Alvarez Show. We'll make our game picks, all the fun things we typically do. We might even get some fun fan engagement with a couple of fans that want to stop by out here at headquarters in Oregon to be part of a game we're going to play a little bit later in the pregame show. One final thought on this. So Coach Alvarez, I host the show with him every week on ESPN Madison, the Barry Alvarez Show. You can listen to it on the ESPN Wisconsin app, watch on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel each week. And every week we're getting hundreds of live viewers tuning in to see what Coach Alvarez has to say.
Sure.
And even if he's defending Coach Fickell and Chris McIntosh, that's picking up newsworthy comments every week. So it's been really tremendous being able to hear that insight from the most successful head football coach in Wisconsin football history, and Coach Alvarez every week. And it's certainly a different game than when he coached or even when he was the athletic director not that long ago. He has been one of the main advocates saying that it's pointless to fire the head coach in the middle of the season at this point, because if you don't have another candidate on the staff who you want to see in that role, thinking that long-term for the sake of your program, you want to give him a shot, a la Jim Leonard a couple of years ago, there's no point in firing Luke Fickell and just showing that message to the rest of this team. Penn State makes that change because they're hoping that they can rally some momentum early in the year with a lot of room still to go to be bowl eligible. And at the time when they fired Coach Frank, I think they thought maybe they could turn things around to be a college football playoff team or at least be bowl eligible. Wisconsin, knowing the schedule, knowing what it looks like, knowing the quarterback situation, it just doesn't look like that's going to happen this year. So as loud as everyone has been, the fire Fickell chants that we heard starting in the Maryland game and since, I think even if that ends up being the end result, it's clearly not going to happen during the next 5 weeks.
Which is probably the right thing to do.
It would have happened if it was already going to happen. So I think, if you are an advocate that it's time to move on from Coach Fickell, you are certainly right to have that opinion. There is plenty of evidence, and you are not alone in having that opinion. It's not going to happen during the season, it would appear. And that's just something that I think everyone is going to have to come to terms with as a Wisconsin football fan. And I guess if you're not content with that, then I don't know what you're watching the rest of the season for, quite frankly.
Well, and one quick thing to add, I would probably say that's the right decision. I don't know what you're going to gain by firing him. And let's just be honest, too. I know that, these kids get paid now, so it's a little bit different than, pure love of the game and scholarships like when I was playing. But the reality is these kids only get like 4 or 5 years to play college football. So that would be a big disruption, right, to like throw another guy in there. And you probably change the schedule and you change the vibes and all the things. It's better. As a player, I'm looking through the player's lens. If I'm playing under Coach Fickell right now, and unless I truly hate playing for him, which I don't gather anybody does, you're just better off just to ride it out with him and make the decision after the Minnesota game.
844-770-3776 is the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line. Less is more. That's your way into the show. Share your thoughts as we continue the countdown to kick off tonight for Wisconsin and 6th-ranked Oregon in Eugene. We will make our game picks, one of our pledges to you on this pregame show. We don't make you wait till the end to hear what our game picks are. We're going to do them right away coming up next. Here from headquarters in Oregon. We're in Oregon. They're in Oregon. Oh, it's so good. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day brought to you in part by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Ditch the energy bill. Make the switch over to Everlight Solar, your local solar energy company based in Madison. Visit everlightsolar.com to learn more and make the switch today. Everlight Solar, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Game picks coming your way next on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, live at headquarters in Oregon, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
'Tis the season to be planning your holiday events. Whether it's a party for 10 or 10,000, Celebrations has the sound, video, lighting, special effects, and custom-themed decor to make it the best party ever. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With us on your team, your Halloween, holiday, or New Year's party will be easy to plan and super fun to attend. DJs, casino games, lighting, and photo booths are just the beginning at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison is throwing the Halloween party of the year. Join the fun Friday, October 31st at our Halloween Bonanza costume contest. We're giving away $6,000 in cash prizes at our 9 p.m. drawing. But get creative because the better the costume, the bigger the prize. You'll also enjoy a DJ, a free photo booth, a treat bag with a free drink ticket, plus $10 in rewards play when you arrive wearing a costume. Bring your Halloween spirit to
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Start your career where the road to success is paved in coffee. At Dunkin' Donuts, we're now hiring crew members and hourly shift leaders at our locally owned locations. Dunkin' offers flexible schedules, employee discounts, health and dental benefits, and paid time off. Plus, bolster your resume with our own leadership training program and even scholarship opportunities. Up to $1,500 per semester. Text Team Spirit to 85000 or visit teamtmart.com/careers to apply. Dunkin', America runs on you.
Played like a pro but felt like an amateur? Twisted your ankle or jammed a finger under the Friday night lights? At Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, their Saturday Sports Injury Clinic has you covered. Skip the emergency room circus, dodge the waiting room sitcom, and get expert care from the pros who actually know sports injuries. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Walk into their location off the Beltline and get back in the game. Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, your comeback starts here.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay live at headquarters, bar and restaurant in Oregon. They have everything here. Indoor golf league going on throughout the winter months. You know, everybody's always looking for opportunities to take some swings during the winter months. Here at headquarters in Oregon, you can do that. Got the volleyball outside for the summer, garage area. I'm sure you open that up in the beautiful fall and springtime with the breeze flowing through here. Gosh, this place is fun. Outstanding location here, just off of the highway here in Oregon. So come on out. We're here till 6 o'clock. You can watch the game here all evening long or each and every week. Headquarters in Oregon, an outstanding spot to order a Coors Light. I've seen some of the food come by, Brad Nortman. It looks pretty good.
The menu is within arm's reach, and I'm thinking, I can't wait to place my own order.
It happens to be dinner time, although I've heard on Kyle Bruston Nortman a while to decide what you want. So maybe you should start looking at that now.
I mean,
by 5 o'clock,
places like this, how can I decide?
ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay is brewed by Coors Light. We're also brought to you in part by Celebrations Entertainment. With Celebrations Entertainment, planning events has never been easier. They have complete event services for weddings, corporate events, nonprofit events, outdoor movies, casino nights, and much more fun. Visit celebrationsentertainment.com to get started today. Celebrations Entertainment, fun, memorable events. Our promise to you each week on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, we do not keep you waiting until the end of the show for our game predictions. We make them early, and then we spend the rest of the show defending why we've made our picks. Usually the team's a little better, and we can have some more fun with that debate. Instead, we're where we're at. But regardless, it's time for our game picks.
Will we be jumping around?
Big win for Luke Fickell and Wisconsin.
Or will it be heartbreak for the Badgers?
Feel bad for the Badgers. They gave it their all. One too many mistakes.
It's time to make our picks on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
Former Badger, Big Ten champion Brad Nortman. It's been so long since we've been in person doing this together. I give you the honors.
Well, thank you for giving me the honors. I guess the big question that we all have before we reveal is, do they cover the spread? Which is, last I thought 31.5 points. I think it opened at 34.5. My answer is an emphatic no. They do not. 49-6 is what I have. The Oregon Ducks beating the Wisconsin Badgers tonight, 49-6. They do score. They do score 2 field goals, but it's like third and fourth quarter. I don't think they score in the first half. I think Oregon, their offense is so efficient. They're so fast. They're dynamic. I think the Wisconsin Badgers defense, if you're trying to like really squint and see like, okay, where is a positive? The defense is not horrible, right? The defense is fairly feisty, and they're not horrible. Now, good teams certainly get the best of them, but Oregon's just too good, too fast. Eugene's a hard place to play, so they're going to put up 49 points. And I think they're going to eke their way to 2 field goals nearing the end of the game. 49-6, Oregon flies.
Let's go back to the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison. He's the host of the ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay postgame show alongside Corey Sparks. Riley Yauk, your official game prediction for Wisconsin and 6th-ranked Oregon.
Yeah, I think Dan Lanning, he strikes me as a guy that holds a grudge, and I don't think he's going to be too fond about the fact that the Badgers only lost by 3 last season to the Ducks. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. Oregon wins 56-7. I also have Wisconsin scoring. I think the rain will contribute to something stupid happening where the Badgers defense finds a way to scoop up a fumble or something and take it to the house late in the game. I don't think the Oregon offense is going to struggle, even with the rain. It won't be close. Stan Lanning's going to rub it in a bit, and the Ducks cruise to victory tonight.
Yeah, let me give you a couple of numbers here. Passing offense in all of college football, FBS college football, Oregon is 2nd. Defensively, against the pass, Wisconsin's defense ranked 102nd. Total offense, Oregon is 6th. Total defense, Wisconsin is 47th, and that's the bright spot of the team.
Yeah.
Oregon has a history going back to last year under Dan Lanning. That when they're in competitive, tough games, which typically come on the road in Big Ten play, they can be in some dogfights, as we saw at Camp Randall Stadium last year. Wisconsin had a lead in the 4th quarter and had a real chance to upset the number 1 team in the country. This year in particular, Oregon is trying to leave no doubt that they want to be ranked as high as possible for a chance at a college football playoff run, just like they wanted to have last year before it came to an end at the hand of Big Ten opponent Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. Scores this year for the Oregon Ducks of note. Week 1 against Montana State, 59-13, covered the spread. Week 2, Oklahoma State, 69-3, covered the spread. Home against Oregon State, 41-7, covered the spread. 56-10 at Rutgers last week. Cross-country road trip, covered the spread. I think Wisconsin is in for a bloodbath tonight at the hands of the Oregon Ducks. They are trying to do everything to bolster their resume for a playoff run, and I don't think they take their foot off the gas pedal tonight, rain or shine. My original pick was 58-0 that Wisconsin gets shut out, because I was going to say until they prove they can score a point, I'm no longer going to pick them to score any points. Because it's going to be some difficult weather potentially out in Eugene forecasted, I agree with Riley. I'll bring that down a little bit from my original pick from a couple of days ago. 55-0 is going to be my pick tonight. I'll take 3 points off the board. They won't kick a field goal. 55-0, Oregon defeats Wisconsin. That is my pick until the Badgers prove they can score a point. I will not pick them to score a point.
I can't argue with any of your picks. They all kind of reflect one another. And the difference with this Oregon team especially is that they continue the trend of having an elite offense, right? It's their defense that's really good this year. It's their defense that's going to put them in a position to win a national championship, potentially. They're 9th in points scored on defense this year in all of college football. Now, the Wisconsin just played Ohio State, who's number 1 overall, and Oregon is quite good. They've got a couple of studs that I'm sure we're going to break down later in the show to keep an eye on. But there's just not a lot to be optimistic about. And I'm not going to lie, too. This has to be one of the most distracted weeks that these young men have ever experienced in their life, because all the fanfare with Max Letters and all the talk about Coach Fickell maybe not getting fired and all the things. And you're sandwiched between 2 elite opponents, and you're going to the West Coast. There's nothing easy. There's nothing regular about this week I'm sure these guys had. So it's just going to be ugly. It's just going to be ugly. I would be shocked, utterly shocked, if Wisconsin covers the spread.
Let's keep in mind this is a team that had 6 points against Maryland in Madison until the final drive with the backup quarterback, the 4th-string quarterback coming in and leading the team down the field. This whole thing has been a disaster.
That might be the most damning part of Coach Fickell's tenure is It was a swing and miss with Coach Longo, and he had an opportunity to right that wrong, right? If you consider it a wrong, which he fired him, so he clearly thought it was wrong too.
Yep.
And so in an opportunity to reset, he hires Coach Grimes, doesn't necessarily refill the roster as far as studs, and you have a worse offense than you ever have. So I think if there's one thing that's really damning is that Coach Fickle had his opportunity for a second chance on offense, and it's gone completely wrong. It's worse than it was before.
Those are our picks for tonight. Wisconsin and 6th-ranked Oregon, and they are fueled by Pepsi. Enjoy Pepsi, a proud partner of the Wisconsin Badgers. Get game day ready with Pepsi, the taste that scores every time, unlike the Wisconsin football team. Try Pepsi Zero Sugar, the perfect drink for your tailgate party and a tasty mixer on Wisconsin. Pepsi, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. When we come back on the other side, we will be joined by someone who I'm sure is having a much better time than the Wisconsin football team, and that's Adam Mertz, who is going to watch the Wisconsin football team in Eugene. Adam Mertz joins us next, live from Oregon. Jesse Nelson, Brad Nortman in Oregon at headquarters on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Don't be haunted by high prices this Halloween. Metro Ford of Madison has frightfully good deals waiting just for you. Right now, drive home the all-new 2025 Ford F-150 or F-150 STX. Or escape the ordinary in a 2025 Ford Escape. Both with just 2.9% APR for up to 66 months. Only $16.41 per month for $1,000 finance. But hurry, these scary good offers vanish November 3rd. Visit MetroFordOfMadison.com today, where the deals are a treat, never a trick.
Your family's safety is your responsibility, and it starts with a solid roof. When the next storm rips through and takes some of your shingles with it, call Badgerland Exteriors. Or, looking to replace your whole roof but don't want to break the bank? Let the team at Badgerland Exteriors give you a free, no-obligations estimate.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Your seat at the table just got better. Step into the high-limit room at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. This is true high-limit play. Experience enhanced game rules, including blackjack where the dealer stands on soft 17. Better odds, faster play, and authentic action that sets Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. Your next hand could be your best yet. Find your edge, play your rhythm, and raise the stakes in the high-limit room at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000-square-foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
ESPN Madison is your home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Underneath it, bump set, left side, powers it down. What a rally, and Wisconsin comes out on top.
From early season showdowns to a run for the national title, hear every match this season on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Blocked by Bucky.
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball on ESPN Madison is presented by Steinhoffels and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also brought to you by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
We're on the Badgers.
No fan out there is excited about what Chris McIntosh said. No fan out there is excited about Luke Fickell.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
No fan out there is buying into this program.
This is 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light, live at headquarters in Oregon. Jesse Nelson, former Badger Big Ten champion, host of Kyle Bruston Nortman, Brad Nortman. We're with you till 6 o'clock, counting down to kickoff for Wisconsin and Oregon. You get it? Wisconsin's in Oregon. We're at headquarters in Oregon.
Nice.
You're gonna get it by the end of the night. It's okay, Brad. ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, where they carry a long. Oh, come
Thanks,
on,
Riley.
delayed there. Come on, thanks, Riley. Canopy Wealth Management carries a long-standing tradition of working in the best interest of their clients every day. The team at Canopy emphasizes building local relationships and believes that values matter and strengthen their communities. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity isn't just a tagline. It's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. So a little bit of a delay in getting to our friend Adam Mertz out in Oregon. He is en route to Autzen Stadium, I believe, is the current situation for our pal Mertzy. So rather than bothering him while he's in a car full of his friends, we are going to catch up with him coming up in a little bit. I think the top of the 5 o'clock hour here Central Time.
Excellent.
We'll catch up with Adam Mertz a little closer to kickoff. So instead of hearing from Adam Mertz, let's take an opportunity to hear from Jim Rutledge. He's on after you guys in Madison every day. Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light, weekdays 4 to 6 on ESPN Madison and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. He's also the host of The Jump Around every Thursday, ESPN Wisconsin's Badgers-dedicated digital show. New episodes debut at 12:30 every Thursday afternoon. Jim Rutledge with some strong commentary on the state of Wisconsin football earlier this week. I want to play this for you and hear what Brad Nortman has to say.
So if they're going to get back to Badger football, which is, the first step is be entertaining, is you got to find the guys in Wisconsin and nearby who will build that culture for you, which goes back to Luke Fickell showing up at high schools and doing the due diligence to find out who these players are, because they don't have to be from Wisconsin. Just go ask Chris Orr. But regardless, you need the culture builders, the lower star guys, to come in here and be here for a long time and want to be a Badger, want to graduate as a Badger, and want to represent the W, and then add in some name and likeness players. Like, this roster needs to have a good, ideally 50% of it is just Badger lifers. And then the other 50%, if you need to change that out, fine. But if you have the Badger leaders in here, the Badger culture guys, that will establish the culture that every player coming in understands the standard is the standard.
Jim Rutledge earlier this week on The Jump Around, along with Pablo Iglesias. Jim and Pablo every Thursday, weekday, new episodes weekly, I should say, at 12:30 on Thursdays on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. For those of you watching this show on YouTube, you saw the full clip produced by Riley Yauk. Well done, Riley, back in the studio. Brad, you alluded to this a little bit during our opening segment for those who weren't here with us, or to reiterate, Jim said a lot of the same points you were mentioning about connecting with the schools across the state.
Yeah, he said it very eloquently and very well, because the question is, why does it matter? Why does it matter to have Wisconsin guys on your team? And I'm going to tell you why it matters. One, they provide a bit of a culture setting for the university, for the program, because if you've got guys that are from the state of Wisconsin, that grew up being Badger fans, let's be honest, like, Wisconsin football players are sort of bred in a certain way, and they might not be the best players on your team. Now, sometimes they are. I'm talking about J.J. Watt and Joe Thomas and people like that, but many times they're not. Maybe sometimes they're special teams guys, or they're O-linemen, or whatever, or a punter, if you will. And in those moments, when they're even not the best guys, or even their practice squad, whatever, they set a DNA for the team, right? They have a true love of the university. They have a true love for the program. They have a true love for wearing the Motion W on their helmet. And when you do that, that can bleed into the other guys that you get from Texas and New Jersey and Florida and wherever else. So one is a culture setter. Number two, you don't want your team to be transactional by nature, right? Like, I mean, that's sort of the life that you're living in NIL right now is transactional. But I think that any coach would say we don't want to be a transactional program because how can you build culture? How can you build buy-in like that? Well, if you don't want transactional people on your team, you get to a little of an inside track doing that with some loyalty from Wisconsin guys. It sets, I think, look at a guy like Cade Giacomelli, right? I mean, he's a guy on the team who's a bruiser. He runs the ball hard. He's been on the program for several years now. He probably had opportunities to transfer. Hunter Wohler, who is now an Indianapolis Colt, he could have probably went anywhere, but he decided to stick it out. Why? Because they're Wisconsin guys. They like Wisconsin. They love this team. And they want to be able to be here for the long term, not just a transactional year by year. Finally, NIL is clearly a lifeblood of sorts of any given college program. You need to fundraise, which is on Mack and Fickle. You need to get the coffers filled, and then you need to select the right guys to do it. But there's always going to be a feeling of there's just not enough money to go around. We'd love to go get this 5-star. We'd love to go get this transfer, but there's not enough money to go around. Therefore, some parts of your roster will need to be a discount of sorts. Wisconsin guys will take a discount to go play for the Wisconsin Badgers. They just will. I don't know if somebody gets offered $1 million versus $100,000 at Wisconsin, they would pass up the $1 million. They probably won't. But there is marginal discounts that Wisconsin kids would take to go play at Camp Randall, to be a Badger, and you can accumulate a lot of guys that are your DNA, your culture setter. You get discounts in NIL, and you get guys that are willing to stick around for at least several years, not just 1 year at a time. For all those reasons, you're able to build a program that looks like the state, that the state's things that we emphasize, grit and hard work and discipline and toughness, those things will be embodied on your team, and you get to have all the benefits of NIL. So looking back, and Jim said this, Chris Orr's from Texas, and he's a stud. We always had great Wisconsin teams, the teams that I were on, that went to Rose Bowls. It was a delicate balance of guys from out of state, but it's almost like they were Wisconsin at heart, right? The way that they were bred up and the way they worked and the way they disciplined. But you have some Wisconsin guys, you got some guys from out of state, and it weaves together to make a really beautiful program. And you just don't have that right now. And when things go bad, you're wondering, what's happening? Why is this team have no passion and no life? Well, you can point to a lot of things, but one of the things is an underrepresentation of Wisconsin kids and any sort of Wisconsin DNA that looks like how it used to look like in the past.
Wow. Lots of unpack. Very well said in so many ways.
Thank you.
A thought that came to mind as you were explaining all of that, and I agree wholeheartedly with everything you just laid out. That was fantastic. I think when you look at the college basketball team, the men's basketball team, Greg Gard, one of the knocks on him was the in-state recruiting for a bit. And it wasn't that, okay, Tyler Hero's going to play 1 year at Kentucky, or guys going to Duke for a year and then going to the NBA. Like, that's not the kind of player. Yeah, Con Knippel, another example. Yeah, those aren't the guys we're talking about recruiting in-state. It's the guys like Tyrese Halliburton and Brandon Pajemski and Tyrese Hunter and Jordan McCabe, guys that go play Division I basketball at another Power 4, Power 5 at the time conference, and go on to play in the NBA. It's like, how come we couldn't have that guy after they played 4 years of college basketball somewhere else? Why couldn't that person come and play at Wisconsin? It feels like that's kind of what you're explaining. Like, if there's, these outstanding recruits in the state who want to go play at Notre Dame or at Ohio State, like, no one's going to knock those guys for pursuing that. That's an amazing opportunity for them to further their careers. It's the guys who want to come to Wisconsin that aren't getting the opportunity. And that's what's difficult right now, watching this recruiting going the way that it is. And I think that's what you're elaborating. I don't know if the analogy works perfectly, but yeah, I think that's what you're essentially laying out, is there's guys across the state who may not be 5-star, amazing, instant freshman starter, Heisman Trophy candidate talent. But there's guys that are the tone setters for this program that need to be here as the very minimum foundation for where this thing doesn't fall apart and crumble to the point that it is this season.
Yeah, I would say you're exactly right. And there really are. People could push back, and when I said this on KBN, they're like, oh, and Wisconsin's such a great, football recruiting state, right? Sort of saying it sarcastically. Well, I would say that year after year, you get guys, when the program was at its best, you get guys that come in, whether from Wisconsin or the Midwest, that they grow and develop. And maybe you tell me that this is not a developmental environment anymore. I would argue that Wisconsin kids would stay in the program. They would stay in the program. They would want to stay close to home, and they would develop along the way. So maybe they're not a 5-star as a freshman, but by the time they're a junior and a senior, you can get a portion of your roster that looks like the old college football. A Wisconsin kid that wants to play for your team, maybe for a discount, is willing to stick around, and by the time he reaches a junior or senior, he is able to be the guy that you want him to be, where he's a major contributor. J.J. Watt's a great example. Now listen, I'm not going to say that that's the standard, a future Hall of Famer, but he went to school in Pewaukee. I knew him in high school. We used to work out together. When he transferred to Wisconsin, he was just a guy. He was just a guy who was, really likable and worked really hard, and you saw him transform into who he is. Now, he took it to levels that nobody could have ever imagined, but that's a great example where he was not highly recruited. He came to Wisconsin, and he just worked his butt off to become this elite college player and elite NFL player. So you just don't know how it's going to turn out. But if you close the door to Wisconsin kids from the start, then you can never have a story like J.J. Watt.
So let me ask this question then as a necessary follow-up. And it's kind of a two-parter. Number one, can that model still exist in today's college football? Can you bring someone in, develop for a year or two, be an in-state guy, not a highly recruited player, but at a Power 4 school in this massive loaded Big Ten without an East and West now, where you're playing the big dogs every single year, and you run this gauntlet of a schedule? Can you still follow that model to succeed at this level of college football?
I think part of your roster can. I don't think it can be your full roster. It used to be where Wisconsin would just recruit these guys and build them up. By the time they're juniors and seniors, they're there. I think that can be a portion of your roster. I do think you have to work the portal. I do think you need to bring guys in that will be a 1 or 2 year fill-in. But I don't think that can be your whole roster. I don't think that can be your plan. I don't think that can be what you're totally set on. I think you can have a portion of your roster be guys that you can bring in. And we'll be honest, too, the structure of NIL needs to change. Right? There needs to be more of a long-term agreement. When you commit to Wisconsin and we give you whatever, fill-in-the-blank money, that's you get that over 3 years. This is a 3-year contract, so that would embed the developmental aspect of the program even more. But even without that, I think that you fill in some of your roster, like you're building a pro football team, right? You draft and develop some, you do free agency some, and you just work it together to make that team. So I think it can exist, not like it did in the past, but a portion, absolutely.
And last part of that question, at Wisconsin, is this team capable of doing that and being competitive in the Big Ten, specifically at Wisconsin? Does this model work given the current structure?
I think it's the only way Wisconsin will be able to be competitive. I don't think Wisconsin will ever be able to outspend Michigan and Ohio State and Oregon. It won't be able to attract the athletes to go there, and it won't be able to attract the people in the transfer portal. You see it year after year. So specifically for Wisconsin, I think right now it's the only way. The only way is you bring in guys that are loyal to the program, that are willing to be developed, and then you tack on some transfer guys, and that's how you make the team year in and year out. I don't see another strategy for how to do it. I think this regime went too much to we are going to recruit guys that are not Wisconsin's. We're just going to bring them all in, and we're going to bang on the portal to try to fill up our team. And I think some programs can do that, but I don't think it's Wisconsin. I think that's the only way that this team is going to be able to do it. Now, we've never been able to see it in practice, so I'm talking purely in theory. But I don't think they survive or flourish without a balance of both.
We used to do a game called Flush It or Flesh It on this show, and I feel like we just went down that road here. That game was presented by the Gordon Flesh Company. ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay brought to you in part by Gordon Flesh. For more than 65 years, Gordon Flesh Company has been providing cutting-edge technology for companies of all sizes as the nation's largest Canon and Lexmark dealer. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more. ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light. Great conversation. Thank you for taking part in that with me, Brad. We'll hear a little bit more on thoughts on the state of the program from the guy who used to lead it, both as a head coach and as the director of athletics, Barry Alvarez. The best of Barry straight ahead on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
'Tis the season to be planning your holiday events. Whether it's a party for 10 or 10,000, Celebrations has the sound, video, lighting, special effects, and custom-themed decor to make it the best party ever. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With us on your team, your Halloween, holiday, or New Year's party will be easy to plan and super fun to attend. DJs, casino games, lighting, and photo booths are just the beginning at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison is throwing the Halloween party of the year. Join the fun Friday, October 31st at our Halloween Bonanza costume contest. We're giving away $6,000 in cash prizes at our 9 p.m. drawing. But get creative because the better the costume, the bigger the prize. You'll also enjoy a DJ, a free photo booth, a treat bag with a free drink ticket, plus $10 in rewards play when you arrive wearing a costume. Bring your Halloween spirit to
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Start your career where the road to success is paved in coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. We're now hiring crew members and hourly shift leaders at our locally owned locations. Dunkin' offers flexible schedules, employee discounts, health and dental benefits, and paid time off. Plus, bolster your resume with our own leadership training program and even scholarship opportunities. Up to $1,500 per semester. Text Team Spirit to 85000 or visit teamtmart.com/careers to apply. Dunkin', America runs on you.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Want to move better, play faster, and compete at a higher level? Train where Wisconsin's top athletes go. Total Athlete Performance. From middle school phenoms to the pros, TAP is Madison's #1 destination for speed, power, and athleticism. Their proven systems, expert coaches, and cutting-edge equipment help you dominate your sport. Can't make it in? Train anywhere with the TAP mobile app. Spots are filling fast, so don't wait. Visit tapwisconsin.com to schedule your free athletic assessment today.
Sundays are for football and carbless. Born in Wisconsin, carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are packed with flavor, not sugar. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. Whether you're tailgating in Green Bay or calling the plays from your couch, carbless is the cocktail that's always game day ready. Crisp, clean, and crafted to win. This season, drink like a champion. Drink carbless, a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
The Don has spoken.
You just can't sit back and say, we need this, we need that. Get out in the state. Let the people meet you and sell the program. Know who you are.
Listen to the Barry Alvarez Show, Mondays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN. From LA to Piscataway, this is your college football scoreboard update, driven by Metro Ford of Madison.
Good Good evening, Wisconsin. My name is Riley Yauk, and it's time to look around the country for our Metro Florida Madison scoreboard update. Let's start in the Big Ten. Washington out in Seattle, up 11 on the 23rd-ranked Illinois Fighting Illini. They lead that one 28-17 late in the third quarter. The Huskies looking to spring the upset. Hey, Badgers fans, Iowa, they might beat Minnesota worse than they beat us. So some positives today. The Hawkeyes pasting the Golden Gophers right now as the third quarter comes to a close. 34-3. I will say Minnesota was able to score a point. Number 2, Indiana, 56-6 winners over UCLA. They continue to roll. Badgers have to see them in a few weeks, so probably a similar score upcoming there. Nebraska survives against Northwestern, winning 28-21, and Rutgers defeats Purdue 27-24. Some other top 25 matchups. Ole Miss beats Oklahoma 34-26. Georgia Tech handles Syracuse. Virginia survives 17-16 against North Carolina, and Alabama in a tight one right now with South Carolina.
Metro Ford of Madison, Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Learn more at metrofordofmadison.com.
ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light, live at headquarters in Oregon, alongside former Badger punter Brad Nortman. My name is Jesse Nelson. It's ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light. Also brought to you in part by Brunner Realty. If you've been waiting to buy your next home, stop. Now is the time to get housed. For over 30 years, Brunner Realty has been providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area. Contact their team at BrunnerRealtyInc.com to get started today. That's BrunnerRealtyInc.com. Former Bucky Badger, my realtor that I trusted when my wife Beck and I went through our home buying process, Stacy Bruner, and the great team over at Brunner Realty. One of his favorite memories being Bucky was running out at the Rose Bowl, just like you playing against Oregon in the Rose Bowl back in the day.
It's a moment, man. It's a scene. Nothing quite like the Rose Bowl.
The last time Wisconsin and Oregon played out west was at the Rose Bowl. They haven't played in Eugene at Autzen Stadium since 2001. Wisconsin and Oregon kickoff coming up about a little over an hour from right now. The head coach at the time of that game was the legendary Barry Alvarez. Barry Alvarez joins us on ESPN Madison every week for the Barry Alvarez Show. Let's hear some what the head coach had to say. It's time for the best of Barry.
Let's hear what the coach had to say.
Why did they do that? Because it makes sense. If you got a half a yard, you start a yard away. You start closer. You don't have to run 5 yards. I'd run that clock. That game would be over. We'd be home having cocktails at 3:30.
This is the best of Barry.
Don't be so touchy.
On ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
Barry Alvarez each week on the Barry Alvarez Show alongside Rose Bowl champions Tarek Solid, Derek Engler, and me. I host that show.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun host of the show. I get to hear from Barry Alvarez every single week. We were at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford this week, on the stage in front of the Hard Rock Cafe. I was invited to play craps with them after the game, and I am not confident enough in the rules of craps to go stand it. And it was a crowded table. I told the story on Wildy and Tausch on Tuesday morning. I chickened out.
You didn't place the bet at all?
I didn't. I sat at one of the video blackjack machines, like right next to it, while Derek and Barry were playing craps at they're shooting dice, and they won a ton. It was a hot table, but they were packed in wall to wall, shoulder to shoulder. So I sat off to the side at my little video blackjack machine playing, and I won $20, but that wasn't the story. So I have we're going to be back at the Hard Rock Casino with Barry in a couple of weeks. So I have 2 weeks, I think, to learn the rules of craps confidently enough to go to the table.
You got it.
Stand next to Coach and have him, be my partner for the night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
You can simplify it, or at a minimum, just mirror their bets. Maybe you just take out a zero.
Yeah, there's some about sevens where you need a 7 and then you don't need a 7 later.
Yeah.
It's complicated. I don't really understand it. So we'll figure it out. In the meantime, we did actually talk college football over the 2 hours with Coach Alvarez, not just getting ready to shoot some dice, as they like to say. Barry Alvarez addressing the fire everybody sentiments that many of the Wisconsin fans have at this juncture in the season. So here is what Coach Alvarez had to say.
They have a chance, right? So just freaking go get it. And listen, everybody has a right to say what they want to say, right? Would we rather be constructive? Yeah, because everybody could just tell everybody, fire everybody.
I don't know. I think we've been pretty constructive.
I know. That's what we're doing, but I'm just saying people ask, why are we so – why are we –
you're talking about online and all the
whoever,
comments
the critics.
That's the easy thing to do. If you've never played, if you've never coached,
you don't know anything.
The first thing you do, things go south a little bit, fire everybody. Then what the hell are you going to do? You're going to bring some knuckleheads in here that don't know anything about anything, and you start all over again. Then you're worse than where you started. So you hire people, and you believe in them, you stick with them, and support them until the time comes, if that comes, that you know that they can't get the job.
And Coach,
that is Barry Alvarez talking on the fire everybody mentality, Brad. And I know Kyle Bruston Nortman crew has been pretty loud on the fire everybody train.
Yeah. Go boo in a bar.
you did play, so I don't know about Derek Engler may have been caught in the moment saying you don't know anything if you didn't play. I don't know if he really thinks that, but what do you think of what Barry said there?
Well, I think what they're referring to is if you don't know what goes into being a coach or being a player, because we just see 3 hours on Saturday. But let me tell you, that is literally the definition of the tip of the iceberg. It's indescribable, the amount of preparation, mental, physical, film, meetings. I mean, it's insane the amount of time that you spend in college or pros getting ready for a game. So in that capacity, I do agree. Like, fans don't know what goes into how hard it is, and everyone else is doing that too. So I think that everybody doesn't appreciate how hard it is. So I think if he's referring to that, then I agree. Now, to say that you can't have an opinion and you can't voice your opinion if you never played or never coached, that I disagree with, because these are like NIL is the lifeblood of a program. You need fans, and fans spend their hard-earned money playing or watching the Badgers play at Camp Randall, at home, buying sweatshirts like I have on, which is a Wisconsin Badgers sweatshirt. So fans are what it's all about, and fans are the ultimate I don't want to say judgment, but they're the ultimate jury on if you are satisfied with the program. And then you have to some degree cater to the fan, not fully, but some degree you have to have their ear. So, Coach Alvarez said, like, you stick with your guy until he proves he can't do the job. I agree with that. And I just think we have different definitions of if this regime can do the job. Because I think he's proving that he cannot do the job.
One more clip from Coach Alvarez with Tarek Saleh, Derek Engler, and me on Monday night. The Hard Rock Casino Rockford is where we were for the Barry Alvarez show. Talking to him, much of what our theme has been here for the first hour of our pregame show, getting out and meeting people across the state. Here's what Coach Alvarez had to say on the recruiting matter.
We're trying to create interest, and then once we had interest, then whatever you're looking for, you had an avenue to get to a lot of people about what you wanted and tell your story and press some flesh with a lot of fans, so they know you personally. They know the head coach. They know the assistant coaches. Our guy, you just can't sit back and say we need this, we need that, we need that. Get out in the state and let the people meet you and sell the program. Know who you are, and this state will embrace. They will embrace you. They did.
And Coach Alvarez not only speaking on recruiting, but also on just familiarizing yourself and establishing that relationship for the head coach, the athletic director, and anyone else involved in the program with fans around the state.
Yeah, Barry's right. I mean, he's saying Coach Alvarez. Excuse me. He is right to be saying. It's like what I was saying and what Jim was saying is that you need. This is a relationship type environment, right? Like whether it be the alum, the boosters, the high school football coaches, recruits, like they buy into a leader. People follow leaders, right? And you can't be a leader until you build relationships. And I think that's just what's so confusing is because, again, Coach Fickell isn't particularly dislikable. I don't think anybody says I dislike that person. I've never heard anybody say that. But there is a lack of intentionality that needs to be there as far as building a program, casting your vision and saying, hey, follow me as I walk toward this vision that I am casting. And I think that vision was cast early on, and maybe there was some initial buy-in, but it's completely fizzled out, and there's just been a lot of frustration with following after what looks like now to be a lifeless program. So he is right, and this is why it's hard to be a head football coach in college football, right? You got to do it all. You got to fundraise, you got to recruit, you have to coach, actually, and you have to do all of it. You don't do one of them well, you're going to struggle.
The best of Barry Alvarez. You can hear the Barry Alvarez Show regularly airing on Monday nights, starting at 6 o'clock on ESPN Madison and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. You can also go back and listen anytime you want on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Liberty Stations, over on the west side of Madison, just off the Beltline. They run a game day shuttle program during home games this football season. It is the best deal in sports. For just $20, get a Coors Light in hand, a round-trip ride to Camp Randall Stadium. No worrying about parking downtown, fighting for the positioning, losing out on a ticket. No, all you got to do is go over to Liberty Station Seafood and Smokehouse, and you just get, boom, you get your ticket, you get your Coors Light, you hop on the shuttle, good shape. It all starts at Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse, located off the Beltline on Rimrock Road, the official caterer of ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay at our tailgate parties down on Regent Street. I don't think Adam Mertz brought any Liberty Station out with him to Eugene. He should have if he didn't. We'll see if he has any food in hand as he joins us next. The regular co-host here of ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, Adam Mertz, live from Oregon with Jesse Nelson and Brad Nortman live. Where are we, Brad?
Oregon.
That's in Wisconsin. It's coming up next. Adam Mertz. It's ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? For a limited time at TPC Wisconsin, enjoy full golf privileges and all club amenities without full dues. Pay just $150 per month through March to maintain your full golf membership with no golf dues until April 1st. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Schedule a tour or submit a membership inquiry at tpcwisconsin.com and start enjoying the private golf club experience you deserve. That's tpcwisconsin.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Electric bills are out of control, but with federal incentives, you can go solar with zero upfront cost and start saving hundreds a month. Badgerland Exteriors and Solar is a local and family-owned company, and they make the switch to solar simple. No pressure, no hassle, just honest.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Liberty Station serves American comfort food with regional touches using many locally sourced ingredients. The bar at Liberty Station offers vintage cocktails created in a classic style, local craft beers, plus a wide array of wine options. And be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area. Liberty Station, conveniently located just off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey Madison, it's Rich Eisen. Join me for the Rich Eisen Show, weekdays noon to 2, right here on 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Madison, Wisconsin is as good as it gets.
It's all about the Badgers.
Go Badgers! Go Badgers!
Games like this is what really separates college football from everything else.
Open up the history books. Here comes Rondell.
That was J.J. Watt, and what a story this young man is. Gordon again. What a performance by Melvin Gordon. And the pass rush gets home for the Badgers. Camp Randall lets it roar.
This is ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Just live it up right here, right now. Till the sun comes up and the lights go out. Just live it up right here, right now.
ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light. 100.5 ESPN Madison, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and live video streaming on the ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channels. You should subscribe, by the way, to those YouTube channels. Get our best content every time we go live. Special featured videos, exclusive content, live high school play-by-play, and a lot more on the ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channels. Jesse Nelson, former Badger Brad Nortman at headquarters in Oregon, counting you down to Wisconsin and 6th-ranked Oregon tonight out in Eugene at Autzen Stadium. ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay is presented by Coors Light. When you need to refresh on game day, choose a beer as cold as the Rockies. Cold filtered, cold lagered, cold packaged for peak refreshment. When the mountains are blue, you know what to do. Crush a Coors Light. Do that during the game tonight. I encourage you to do so. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. I am sure that this guy's enjoying a Coors Light or two out at Autzen Stadium. Jesse Nelson, Brad Nortman at headquarters in Oregon. The third member, usually, of our ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay crew is in Oregon at the game. It is Adam Mertz, live in Eugene, getting ready to go into Autzen Stadium. Mertzy, how you doing out west?
You know, Jesse, I'm not quite soggy. I'm a little damp right now, ready for whatever awaits at Autzen. And I just first want to compliment you on your dialectic enunciation of these two locations. As someone who grew up with a mother who is from Milwaukee, Oregon, i.e., but grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I've been used to people saying, like, Oregon my whole life, and it's not. It's Oregon, the state.
Amazing. Mertzy, the pictures you've sent us has been awesome. Can you just describe the scene? I mean, all of our listeners, they've probably never been, maybe even thought about it. So
right.
You see it on TV, it looks beautiful. What is it like out there?
So I'm obviously very excited to be inside Autzen and to experience this atmosphere what I've been told is just it's so cozy and intimate. It's 54,000 people, really tight space. Maybe, Brad, you're like closest equivalent, Iowa, being that close to the field, and a stadium that it just creates this swell of enthusiasm. But outside, it's fascinating. You obviously walk through this place, and it's got Phil Knight's money all over it. Best facilities, smart facilities. The fact that they have Grateful Dead Day here today. The Dead played 10 times in Eugene. And as we know, you think about like Bill Walton on the late night basketball broadcast. Like, I know he went to UCLA, but this place is probably more central to him from like a Zen perspective than anywhere else in the old Pac-12. It is Crunchville upon Crunchville, and the people are excited here about celebrating some great music with, unfortunately, some great football from one point up the other.
Adam Mertz joining us live in Eugene. He's going to the game tonight at Autzen Stadium. It is Grateful Dead night. Wisconsin football's looked dead the last couple of weeks, and I don't think anyone's been grateful for it. Hey-o.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Keep on trucking, Jesse. Keep on trucking.
And any expectations for the Badgers here tonight in Eugene? What are you hoping to see?
You know what was really sad to me, and you guys probably read this off. I saw it on our text thread, the injury report. I mean, dude, decimation. And I know that, like, I'm looking at both running backs being out. There was the one thing I was leaning on in keys to the game is, like, this Oregon team, like, people will rip them for not being physical. It's not true. But that is the way that you try to compete with them because you're not going to win in other departments. And so the fact that you've got Dylan Jones and Darian Dupree out today is very disappointing. The name that jumped out to me, though, honestly, was Christian Allegro on defense. I believe so much in what he does and what he brings to that unit. It alarms me about how bad this could get.
Yeah, Allegro is out. Dylan Jones is out. Darian Dupree. Billy Edwards is again out. Preston Zachman continues to be out. I mean, it's just Jake Renfro's out. Everybody that you thought would be a factor in any way for the Badgers this season is out tonight. It's going to make it even worse.
Yeah, it is. It's this is the part where it's so hard because these guys are thinking potentially they probably have injuries, but you're also wondering how much do I force it to come back for the future of my college career. There's so much into that. But Mertz, I want to ask you, what was your what's your observation and how did you take both the timing and the contents of Chris McIntosh's letter to the fans and to whom it may concern, I suppose?
So, this one would hit home, frankly, because I was very grateful to be at the Rose Bowl reunion on Friday night and be with a bunch of those guys. I had two of my college roommates were walk-ons in those first 4 years of Barry, saw what they built with this program and everything they put into it. And it hurts to see the juxtaposition of then and now. I get what Chris McIntosh is saying in that sentiment of like, hey, we need to put more money in this. We need to do this. You roll down the litany of things that are smart moves, smart business moves. Where was this? Where was this 2 years ago? Where was Luke Fickell at the Rose Bowl reunion if he wasn't dead man walking, which is what I thought he was. And so I considered that was why he stayed away. Why isn't he connecting with these guys? Why isn't he coming into the room and saying, listen, guys, like, we need you behind us. You guys were the rocks of this program. You need to throw your weight behind this. We need your help. We're in a bad spot. I need you. Not there. Disappointing to say the least. I feel it was like Chris McIntosh tethering himself even further to the situation, probably understanding that he already is. And it just seemed like desperate times, desperate measures. If I'm going to go like movies, Brad had the Goodfellas reference a couple weeks ago. My first thought, you remember Ricky Bobby in Talladega Nights? When he thinks he's paralyzed and he's in the hospital and he stabs a steak knife into his leg to prove that he's not, and he realizes that it actually does hurt. And then the way he tries to get it out is to put the second steak knife in. That's where I feel like we're at. Try it out, baby. Try it out.
Beautiful analogy, Mertz. Beautiful.
We should probably let you go on the high note, Mertz. I'll ask you one more thing before you go, though. When it comes to the atmosphere on a game day in Eugene at Autzen Stadium, obviously Camp Randall, Madison, Wisconsin, best college sports town in the world. How does the atmosphere compare to Madison?
You know, there are a lot of devoted Ducks fans, and people might think of them as a Johnny-come-lately program, but they've had a very loyal following for a long time through a lot of thick and thin, not dissimilar to what's happened in Madison. So it is a crew that is very proud of Oregon, very proud of where they're from. I'm fortunate enough to have some ties into this program. My great-grandpa played for the 1917 team that won the Rose Bowl and was the last Ducks team to win the Rose Bowl until they beat us in 2012 out there with Russell Wilson. And so I wouldn't say that I've been raised
Brad?
in the Lord.
Hey, Brad, you remember losing that Rose Bowl?
Sorry, Brad.
Yeah. Thanks, Jesse. Thanks, Mertzy.
I know.
Wish that streak continued.
One of the best games in Rose Bowl history, though. Let's be honest. Like that was a pleasure to be at and to be a part of. It was amazing. So like these Ducks fans are out here, supporting their team, and obviously they've got a great team, and that makes life easier. But it's not an in-your-face group. You know, it is a crew that just really appreciates what they have and who they are, and it's fun to see. The green and gold is a couple shades different than Packer Ducks. That's the only thing that separates us here, but it's the same kind of feel.
Mertzy, have fun. Enjoy the game. Have fun out at Autzen. We can't wait to hear about it next week.
Thanks, Mertzy.
Thanks, guys. So good to join you. Safety tonight for the Badgers. That's my score prediction. 47-2.
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Let's get a safety. That's my favorite
Sean
score
West.
in sports.
Sean West.
A bunch of fat guys dancing like this on the field when you get a safety. It's my favorite thing.
No, there's a punter.
Adam Mertz joining us in Oregon.
Sean West is going to boom one.
See you, Mertzy.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Thanks, Mertz.
Bye.
Adam Mertz in Eugene as we get set for Wisconsin and 6th-ranked Oregon coming up. We mentioned the injury report during Adam Mertz's appearance here on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. The injury report is brought to you by Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin. Their Saturday Sports Injury Clinic has you covered. Skip the emergency room circus. Get expert care from the pros who know sports injuries. Walk in any Saturday from 9 to 11:30 a.m. at their location off the Beltline and get back in the game with the Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin. We are rarely on site for the ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day pregame show. Normally the postgame crew gets to have all the fun out at these local establishments, but we're at headquarters in Oregon, and we have a few friends who are ready to come by and play a round of Scotty Says. They are it's standing room only, Brad, as they wait to come join us at the broadcast booth. So we will hear from the fans here at headquarters in Oregon for a round of Scotty Says as we continue the countdown to Wisconsin and Oregon coming up on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get house.
Game Day in Wisconsin calls for a big play. The Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks, all for just $19.99. That's enough for you to feed your whole lineup and the fans before kickoff. Hand-tossed, pan, thin and crispy, even tavern style. Pizza Hut has something for every seat in the stadium. Order now for delivery or carryout at pizzahut.com or on the app. Fuel your game day with the Big Dinner Box. Pizza Hut. Feed good times.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. Take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. Text TRAVEL to 844-770-3776 for full details. To learn more about this amazing adventure, come to the meet and greet on Tuesday, November 4th at 6 p.m. at Buck and Honey's Monona. If you can't make it, visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com to learn how you can join virtually.
ESPN Madison is your home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Underneath it, bump set, left side, powers it down. What a rally, and Wisconsin comes out on top.
From early season showdowns to a run for the national title, hear every match this season on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Blocked by Bucky.
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball on ESPN Madison is presented by Steinhoffels and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also brought to you by Love Madison and Smith Roofing.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6 and follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions. Presented by Siding Unlimited, your local window installation pros. Rogers.
This is not a revenge game for me.
Love.
We're not going against each other. We both want to come out with this win.
React to Sunday night's game in Pittsburgh on Green Bay Game Night on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light, live at Headquarters Bar and Restaurant in Oregon as we get set for Wisconsin and Oregon out in Eugene. Wisconsin and the 6th-ranked Ducks kick off a little over 35 minutes from right now. Jesse Nelson, former Badger Big Ten champion Brad Nortman with you here at Headquarters in Oregon. And we have some more friends who have joined us here at our Starion Bank broadcast booth at Headquarters in Oregon. That's because it's time to play Scotty Says.
It's time to play Scotty Says. Brought to you by Pizza Hut, the official pizza of Wisconsin College GameDay. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Give it up for Jesse Nelson.
Thank you, big boy Sky. Thank you. Pizza Hut delivers a win every time with the big dinner box, just $19.99. 2 medium one-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Feed the whole team for one unbeatable price. Find the nearest location or order online at pizzahut.com. Feed good times only from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut. We welcome in our contestants for Scotty Says, Andy, Kathy, and Mike. Welcome, everyone. Andy, you have the mic first as your official team captain.
Yay.
Have you ever been on the radio before?
I actually have.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay, so wonderful.
Yes.
Well, then we have a seasoned pro ready
Love
to go
it.
with us here today, Brad Nortman. I hope you guys aren't hoping you're talking about Badger football, because we are talking about something totally, completely different.
Fabulous.
So, you're familiar with the game Family Feud.
Yes.
That's exactly what this is. Just for copyright rules, we can't call it that. So, we're playing Scotty Says. So, top 5 answers are on the board. Here is tonight's category. Oregon, the Ducks, as opposed to headquarters here in Oregon. Oregon is honoring the Grateful Dead with their uniforms tonight. The Grateful Dead was formed in 1965. According to our survey, who are the top 5 most popular bands of the 1960s? Top 5 most popular bands of the 1960s. Now, before we have Andy and Kathy and Mike take a turn answering this category, Brad, I feel like we need to throw a flag on the play for targeting. Not that. It's a little bit older of a crowd than we typically have on for Scott. Not that you guys are, not that you guys are old by any means. We usually have like we have a like a college age crowd.
Old?
I'm throwing a flag on the play. Is all. That's okay. Now that we have that out of the way, Andy, you have the turn to go first. Top 5 answers on the board. According to our survey, the top 5 most popular bands of the 1960s.
The Doors.
The Doors. Brad, this is where you go. Good answer.
Good answer.
You have a job
good
here.
Answer.
Mike fan.
Yeah, good answer.
Show me the Doors. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Andy. The
Good
Doors
guess.
are not.
Good
That.
guess.
Thank you for playing.
Yeah.
We appreciate you stopping by.
Course,
so now let's turn it over to Kathy. Kathy is next up here on Scotty Says on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay. Hello, Kathy.
Hello.
I hear you're from Minnesota.
I am.
Are you a Gophers fan?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
That's
well,
good.
Go.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Yeah, all right. The board is wide open. Andy did a great job of leaving all 5 answers available for you. So, again, our question is, according to our survey, because Oregon is honoring the Grateful Dead tonight, who are the top 5 most popular bands of the 1960s?
Kiss.
Kiss.
Good answer. Good
Kiss
answer.
might have came by a little later than the 60s, but we'll see. Maybe they got started early. Show me Kiss. Oh. Sorry, Kathy. We turn it over to Mike. Mike, you are the closer, and it's kind of like being a Brewers closer against the Dodgers, where you're down but you're not out. So you got a lot of job to do here, Mike.
I think I got one.
All right.
Excellent.
Again, our question is, Oregon honoring the Grateful Dead with their uniforms tonight. The Grateful Dead was formed in 1965. According to the survey, by the way, Riley Elk, our producer, put the survey together. We had nothing to do with it, so you guys can't blame us if you don't get any Pizza Hut here. Who are the top 5 most popular bands of the 1960s?
The Beatles.
The Beatles.
Good answer.
Gotta be up there.
Good
Gotta be up
answer.
there. Show me the Beatles. Number 1 answer. Nice
Number 1.
answer, Mike. You got the Beatles. All right.
Okay.
So,
Mike, well, you're going to keep
Mike,
on going
Mike,
now.
you keep rolling the table. Yeah, this is unlike Family Feud. They're out now.
Oh,
yeah, it's
oh,
over.
going.
It's over
Okay.
for Andy and Kathy. They're back to their Coors Lights at the tail. They're having a good time now. So this is all you, Mike. We need 4 more from you to run the table here.
How about the Beach Boys?
The Beach
Good
Boys. Oh,
answer.
sure. That
Good
sounds like a good
answer.
one. Show us the Beach Boys. Number 2.
You got 1 and 2.
And those are, according to the survey, number 1 and number 2. So you've got the top 2. Nicely done, Mike. There are 3 more. And it gets a little tougher here, if you ask me.
Well, one of them, I think. Well, I don't want to give any away.
Okay.
How about the Doors?
The Doors was already said.
Oh, the Doors
was already
Yeah.
said. And it was
Oh.
not on the board. So, that's all good. Would you like to take a moment to confer with your other teammates? We will allow you
Yeah,
to do
can I do
such
that?
thing. Yes,
Yeah.
okay. So Mike's going to call timeout. He's going to confer with his
review,
teammates
the
here on ESPN
Beatles,
Wisconsin
number
College
1.
Game Day.
Beatles number 1.
Yep.
Beach Boys number 2.
That
We're
is
for
correct.
3, 4, and 5.
And Wisconsin is a 31.5-point underdog, so we're having more fun playing this game
Yes,
than talking
we
about
are.
the Badgers game tonight. All right, Mike.
How about the Rolling Stones?
The
Good
Rolling
answer,
Stones. Oh, the
Mike.
crowd here at headquarters likes it. Show me the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
Number 3. This is almost an unprecedented moment, and Scotty says.
This is an incredible comeback.
We have never seen the first two get the answers wrong immediately, and then all five get run off the board the rest of the way. This would be unprecedented.
Now, this is where I feel like it gets difficult.
Yeah.
With 4 and 5.
Yeah.
But they're not obscure bands. You'll know their names.
Let's see
How about the Grateful Dead?
The Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead. Be good answer.
It is
good
Grateful
answer.
Dead night in
Good
Oregon.
answer.
I guess that would be appropriate. They were formed in 1965. It says right here. To stay alive, and Scotty says, show us the Grateful Dead. Oh, I'm sorry,
That was a good
Mike.
run, though, Mike.
Good
Great
run.
guys.
Andy, Kathy, and Mike, thanks so much for playing this round, as Scotty says. By the way, number 4, Pink Floyd. And number 5, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
The crowd at headquarters in Oregon not pleased with how that played out.
The crowd was hanging on by a thread.
They did not
at the
care
end of
about
the
anything we said here for the first hour and 30 minutes of this show. But the second we played Scotty Says, everyone was instantly into it here tonight. This is fantastic.
I don't blame them. That was the best segment we've had.
Dad rock.
Scotty Says, thanks again to Andy, Kathy, and Mike. Riley, anything you'd like to say in defense of the board?
I thought it was proven there with the last contestant that it was a fine board. I understand it was a difficult category, but it was a valiant performance. I'd like to hear
3 out of 5 ain't bad.
Yeah, I'd like to hear if the people in headquarters are disappointed. What's the frustration with specifically, or are they just mad they didn't get them?
I think I think they just wanted to see a victory.
They want,
because they're not going to get it with Wisconsin.
Like, what if you
wanted to see a win?
Was Elvis the 60s, or was he earlier than the 60s? And would that have counted as a band, or would that have just been an artist? I guess that's where the fine line.
I believe he peaked in the 50s.
I believe so. And I believe
the
the Grateful Dead was a good guess. I believe they peaked in the 70s, though.
Yeah, a little bit later. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Well, anyway, thanks again to Andy, Kathy, and Mike. They had a great support system at their table cheering them on here at headquarters in Oregon. We got a lot of people rolling in here. Still excited for Wisconsin football tonight as they get set to take on the Oregon Ducks. We thank again Andy, Kathy, and Mike for stopping by to play Scotty Says here at our Starion Bank broadcast booth on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay. Experience a banking relationship where your goals are their priority. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, Starion Bank redefines local banking in the Madison area. Visit one of their convenient branches in Middleton, Sun Prairie, or Monona today or online at starionbank.com. When we come back, we will make our national picks of the week, which I still don't understand how Brad Nortman has as many points as he does in this contest. He hasn't been on any show except the first one. How does this work? I don't get it. He's at least I'm ahead of you this week. That's a good thing.
Bessie.
We will make our national college football selections. Not a lot of games to choose from tonight. Wonder how we're going to do this. It's coming up on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
Don't be haunted by high prices this Halloween. Metro Ford of Madison has frightfully good deals waiting just for you. Right now, drive home the all-new 2025 Ford F-150 or F-150 STX, or escape the ordinary in a 2025 Ford Escape, both with just 2.9% APR for up to 66 months, only $16.41 per month for $1,000 finance. But hurry, these scary good offers vanish November 3rd. Visit MetroFordOfMadison.com today, where the deals are a treat, never a trick.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruberg Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruberg Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin icon.
It's all about the Badgers.
The dawn of the Wisconsin Badgers.
We did it better than everybody for 20-some years.
Joined by two of his football legends.
I like all of them, except for quarterback. I like defensive ends. Hey, I really like defensive ends.
Someone didn't like kickers at one point.
The Barry Alvarez Show with Barry Alvarez, Tarek Sala, Derek Engler, and Jesse Nelson. Live from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton every Monday night. Right here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
At Hard Rock Casino Rockford, the unforgettable experience goes far beyond the casino floor with the luxury of their dining and entertainment. Savor prime cuts and fresh seafood at Council Oaks Steak and Seafood, or explore 7 unique dining venues that deliver flavors from around the world. Then let the night ignite at Hard Rock Live, where the world's greatest acts take the stage. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh for my great friends at Door County Distillery. Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. It's the best time of the year. It's bourbon season. Weather outside getting a little chilly, but you can stay warm with a delicious glass of the Door County Distillery bourbon. Or check out Door County Distillery exclusives like their cherry bourbon and their bat bourbon. It's bat good. Visit their website, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
Your family's safety is your responsibility, and it starts with a solid roof. When the next storm rips through and takes some of your shingles with it, call Badgerland Exteriors. Or looking to replace your whole roof but don't want to break the bank? Let the team at Badgerland Exteriors give you a free, no obligations estimate.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Hey Madison, it's Rich Eisen, and now you can hear The Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Radio in the second best college town in the world. Sorry, Badgers fans. I mean, I am a Michigan man. The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays noon to 2, right here on 100.5 ESPN.
ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light, live at Headquarters Bar and Grill in Oregon. Alongside former Badger Brad Nortman, I'm Jesse Nelson. ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay brought to you in part by TPC Wisconsin. May not feel like it today, but for a limited time at TPC Wisconsin, enjoy full golf privileges and all club amenities without full dues. Still thinking golf top of mind at TPC Wisconsin. Pay just $150 per month through March with no golf dues until April 1st. It's awesome. Submit a membership inquiry at tpcwisconsin.com and start enjoying the private golf club experience that you deserve with TPC Wisconsin. Let's get to our national picks, Brad. We're running a little low on time here on ESPN Wisconsin College Game, but we've had a lot of fun talking about the state of the program, having fun with our fans out here at Headquarters Bar and Restaurant in Oregon as we get set for the game in Oregon. Heard from Adam Mertz, who's out in Eugene. That was awesome. Yes, thank you for that once more, Riley. Appreciate it. Fun show here at Headquarters Bar and Restaurant in Oregon. So let's get to our national college football picks of the week.
It is time to get to our national picks of the week. And as always, we need to take a look at the leaderboard coming into today. Mertz is on an absolute tear. He just refuses to get a pick wrong. Another perfect week, back-to-back perfects for Adam Mertz. We'll see how he does today. Jesse,
well, good. He didn't pick this week's games, right? He didn't pick this week.
He sent me his picks, so he will.
This is ridiculous.
He will be selecting today. Jesse in second place with 21. Brad in third with 20, and I am in last place with 17. Brad did not take long to break the tie with me after returning to the show. So today, let's take a look first. We have some nightcaps starting with number 3 Texas A&M heading to Death Valley at number 20 LSU. Texas A&M probably the better team, but always tough to play at LSU at night. Who do you guys got?
I'll go first with this one. I never go first, so I'm going to go first this time because I'm in second place, and I get to flaunt a little bit about that. I said a couple of weeks ago when Texas A&M played Notre Dame, that is a classic game that Texas A&M loses. They didn't lose it. They won it at Notre Dame in South Bend. This would be a classic game that Texas A&M would lose. Death Valley at night, LSU, also a ranked team. But here's where it's tough. It's also a game Brian Kelly would typically lose. So both of these teams would be due for a loss here. So I'm going to go against what my instinct would be. I think Texas A&M proves that they're legit tonight on the road in Death Valley, gets a win over LSU. Give me the Aggies.
Yeah, give me the LSU Tigers. I think that, yes, I probably agree that Texas A&M slightly better than LSU. LSU underperforming all year. This is another example of SEC cannibalizing one another. I think Texas A&M, yes, they went to South Bend to get that victory against Notre Dame, but I think going to LSU is a completely different animal. One of the greatest home field advantages in all of college sports. I think that they fall flat tonight, and LSU will get the win.
Mertz agrees with you, Brad. He's got LSU. I have Texas A&M, so we are split down the middle for our first game of the evening. Should be good. Moving on to the Big 12. Not as much love for this game, but should be a very interesting. 6-1 Houston at number 24. Arizona State, who's 5-2. Sam Leavitt will be starting for the Sun Devils today. Very important for the Big 12 title race. Who do you guys got? Let's start with you this time, Brad.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Arizona State. You said it, Leavitt's back, so I think that this is the team. And also, Arizona State, tough place to play. So I like Arizona State, and they maybe get an inside track for that Big 12 title.
I am still mad at Arizona State. What is it, 13 years later, for that stupid ending to that game? Anytime Arizona State plays at night, it reminds me we had a college party when I was in school. And my friend and I were up in a room. We weren't down where the rest of the party was. We went and we watched the end of that stupid Badger game where the Pac-12 refs totally screwed over the Badgers with that opportunity at the end of the game with the spike that they sat on it. Well, that was preposterous. So just for that, because I'm still spiteful toward Arizona State, give me the Houston Cougars on the road for the victory.
All right, Mertz disagrees with you once again, Jesse. He believes in Sam Leavitt and the Sun Devils. He's going ASU. And once again, we are split. I'm going Houston, and that is because Wisconsin transfers seemingly are very successful once they leave Wisconsin recently. Tanner Koziel, tight end, left Wisconsin before the season started, transferred to Houston. So I think
he didn't even play here, though. Does he even count as a transfer?
He never did anything. He practiced here. He practiced here and then transferred out.
He practiced for like 2 weeks and then he transferred again.
Still, doesn't change the facts. Doesn't change the facts.
It was a glorified hotel stay. He's not a transfer from Wisconsin. What are you talking about?
He technically is. So Tanner Koziel and Houston beat Arizona State on the road today. And now this was really, one, we didn't have many options today. And two, we needed something to trip Mertz up. Georgia Southern at Arkansas State, both teams 2-5 on the season.
What are we doing on this show?
Fun Belt matchup. Good luck picking this one. Georgia Southern, the Eagles at the Red Wolves of Arkansas State.
When are they even playing this game?
Tonight. Think 7:30. It's after the Badger game starts.
Is it on television? I don't see it listed on in the ESPN app. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's coming up at 6 o'clock. They're both 3. What are we doing with these under 500 teams we're picking?
Yeah. Name me another good game. Oh, Michigan State. Michigan's going to dominate that one.
Michigan State. Stanford, Miami.
Boston
College, Louisville.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Tennessee, Kentucky.
Miami. Everyone picks Tennessee. That we need games that separate the men from the boys, and this is one of those games.
Well,
I'm picking whoever Brad's not.
Well, give me Georgia Southern.
All right.
I know a couple of Georgia Southern alum. Starting quarterback name, J.C. French the 4th. A quarterback like that, you know they're going to lead him to victory. Georgia Southern.
How long ago did you look that up?
I looked that up again 45 seconds ago.
Hey!
I fell in love with the Georgia Southern.
There was a kid in my subdivision when I grew up who went to Arkansas State. I think he played long snapper. He was always out in the front lawn practicing snapping. I don't know if he was a center or a long snapper, but Arkansas State, I can ride with the Red Wolves, sure.
All right, you and Mertz riding with the Red Wolves. Let's keep it split this entire time. I'll go with Brad, Georgia Southern, and that'll do it for the national picks. Should be interesting looking at the standings next week now.
Watch it on ESPN Plus, Georgia Southern and Arkansas State. You don't want to miss that one tonight, folks. When Oregon and Wisconsin gets a little one-sided in the second half, flip over to the ESPN app and check out Georgia Southern and Arkansas State. Going to be a doozy in the Sun Belt. Wow. All right.
Okay.
ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay brought to you in part by Metro Ford of Madison. Madison's trusted Ford dealer, whether you need to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford. Metro Ford is the place to go. Visit Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today or go to their website, metrofordofmadison.com, to see this month's specials and browse their inventory. Final thoughts on a riveting college football game tonight, Wisconsin and Oregon, from headquarters, bar and restaurant in Oregon. Jesse Nelson, Brad Nortman, ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? For a limited time at TPC Wisconsin, enjoy full golf privileges and all club amenities without full dues. Pay just $150 per month through March to maintain your full golf membership with no golf dues until April 1st. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Schedule a tour or submit a membership inquiry at tpcwisconsin.com and start enjoying the private golf club experience you deserve. That's tpcwisconsin.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison is throwing the Halloween party of the year. Join the fun Friday, October 31st at our Halloween Bonanza costume contest. We're giving away $6,000 in cash prizes at our 9 p.m. drawing. But get creative because the better the costume, the bigger the prize. You'll also enjoy a DJ, a free photo booth, a treat bag with a free drink ticket, plus $10 in rewards play when you arrive wearing a costume. Bring your Halloween spirit to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Love Rogers.
He wants to remind everyone what a truly elite MVP caliber quarterback looks like.
React to the big showdown in Pittsburgh on Green Bay Game Night. Sunday night right here on 100.5 ESPN.
ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light at Headquarters Bar and Restaurant in Oregon. Great hosts with us here tonight. Jesse Nelson, Brad Nortman. Thank you so much to Headquarters in Oregon for hosting us. Again, it's not often that we, outside of our tailgate on Regent Street, get to do our pregame show on location. Because the Badgers don't play a ton of primetime games. But this week, a great opportunity for us to be out and about. We appreciate everyone here at Headquarters Bar and Restaurant in Oregon. Fantastic food, the Coors Light flowing, great friends hanging out with us here, outstanding atmosphere. And if you ever are in the area and want to check out a Wisconsin football game, this is a perfect place to do it at Headquarters in Oregon. Our show brought to you in part by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet, ditch the energy bill, make the switch over to Everlight Solar, your local solar energy company based in Madison. Visit everlightsolar.com to learn more and make the switch today. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. It's the third-string quarterback and the third-string running back for Wisconsin, who are already listed as 31.5-point underdogs at Oregon tonight. Brad, your closing thoughts as we look ahead to this contest.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours, and it's pouring right now in Madison, and it's raining a little bit in Eugene, Oregon as well. So I hope the Badgers keep it relatively close. I hope they put up some points. It would be utterly embarrassing to go 3 straight games without scoring a point. And let's not forget they scored in the first quarter of the Michigan game and then didn't score the rest of the time. So they're really working on almost 3 already. I hope it's not 4. I'm just looking for anything positive. I'm not sure I'm going to see it. But that's why we're fans, and we can sit back and watch.
Take the pledge. This is getting tougher every week, but we're still going to do it. Hand up.
Hand up.
I promise.
To
tune in.
To
the postgame show.
To the postgame show.
I mean it. I'm going to. I
Do
really
you promise
am.
to watch the whole game through?
I am not going to take that pledge, but I am going to tune in to Riley Alk and Corey Sparks after the game. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day postgame show. In fact, if you're out going about for a Saturday night, like the game will be on at Headquarters or any other establishment, you'll be and kind of keep an eye on it, and then you don't really have to watch it. Corey and Riley will tell you what happened after the game. Tune into their postgame show. Saves you an hour and a half. Just listen to the 2-hour postgame show immediately after the final whistle on 100.5 ESPN Madison, the ESPN Milwaukee, and ESPN Madison YouTube channels. Thanks again to Riley Auk, host of the postgame show, and our producer back in the Everlight Solar studio at ESPN Madison. For everyone here at Headquarters Bar and Restaurant in Oregon, including former Badger Brad Nortman, my name is Jesse Nelson. Go Badgers. Wisconsin in 6th-ranked Oregon. Coming up, this has been ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
When it's game day in Madison, you know what that means. Pizza Hut time. Unlimited large one-topping pizzas, just $7.99.